New York Police Department members were ordered to report in uniforms on Friday after the global protests of a former Hamas chief. According to an internal message obtained by ABC News and other U.S. sales points, department canceled the entire time office throughout day in response to potential threats. All members service work in day. They will enter into force immediately and until next notification. All members service be prepared and prepared for day, ABC said. Considering the situation in Israel, we attracted a lot of attention to sensitive places and increased the resources to ensure that all New York people remain safe. The conflict of violence between Hamas and Israel reached the sixth day and more than 1,000 losses have been reported on both sides. On Monday, protesters on both sides of the conflict gathered at the Israeli consulate in New York. Rebecca Weiner, Deputy Commissioner of Anti-Intelligence and Terrorism Department of the conflict, said that protests on Friday were called Global Anger Day. According to ABC, "We are trying to make sure that violence on the streets of New York City has not emerged," said. "There are many officers, many civil servants, some anti-terrorist officers. Our Critical Response Command, with high-visibility patrols, heavy weapons armed and all over the city. Schools, worship houses, educated answers, sensitive places. Pro-Palestinian protests in New York," he continued, "and then there an intelligence side, which is the part you haven't seen to make sure that we can predict whether there any reflection on the city based on online monitoring and overseas activities for threats." At the beginning of this week, NYC Mayor Eric Adams condemned that pro-Hamas protesters had gathered in Times Square after seeing a scales branded and leaving them as disgusting. He said on Monday, "I watch protests that started in Times Square during the day and moved out our streets of Consulate Israel in New York, at a time when innocent people were and children were kidnapped in Israel. It is disgusting that these excessive supporters support terrorism. I reject this. Do not use our streets to spread your hatred," he added.